Okay, so now I'm going to show you some of the software developments. So firstly, PolyDos. On the videos last year, I showed PolyDos running from a floppy disk plugged into the disk controller, and I showed it running from my NASCOM SDcard board plugged into the PIO here. And now I have a version of PolyDos that will use the SD card storage directly. So I can boot that like this. And here I'm running PolyDos. So there are 16 virtual disk images stored on a region of the SD card. There are 4 PolyDos drives, 0, 1, 2, and 3, and you can map any of the virtual images to any of the PolyDos drives. So if I do SETDRV, it shows me the current mappings, which are that the 4 drives are mounted, associated with the 4 disk images 0, 1, 2, and 3. But if I do this, let me do this first. So disk 3 is empty, but if I do this, I will associate drive 3 with disk 9. And now we can see that drive 3 is associated with disk 9. If I look at drive 3, I can see now it isn't empty anymore, it's got this file on it. So there's some Perl scripts that you can run on a PC that will allow you to manipulate the SD card image to pull off virtual disk images or put new virtual disk images or replace any individual image. There's a tool which I wrote called PolyDos VFS, which allows you to insert and extract files from PolyDos images so you can manipulate the files at all different levels. There's another useful utility which actually works on any version of PolyDos called CASDSK. And what CASDSK does is it intercepts the NAS-SYS read and write, tape read and write commands. If you specify a file name here, now if you run any old NAS-SYS program that, for example, a game that only supports saving to cassette, like some of the old adventure games, you can only save to cassette, but you don't want to save to cassette because you've got a disk drive. Then when the game issues the NAS-SYS call to write to cassette, it will actually store the data in this file xxx.go, and later on you can read it back from that file using the read command. So for example, if I do saving 4K of data, instead of going to cassette, it was almost instant. And if we now look on this drive, we'll fooled me. If we now look on this drive, we can see here's the file that was created by that command, and a read command will pull that data in. So you can use this utility to interact with any old cassette-based software and still load your data to disk. You need to issue a new CASDSK command each time you want to change the file name. So having issued the command, all reads, another write would overwrite xxx.go, and any number of reads will read the contents of xxx.go. Okay, that's all I have to say about PolyDos today.